Hi guys, and welcome to another week of Huey Highlights. Today we're taking something slightly different. We're taking a look at a piece of new content for an old game. The old game in question is OMSI2, released a couple of years ago. And the piece of new content is right before your very eyes. The TransBus ALX400 London spec by V3D Studios. Now, this bus is the latest in terms of OMSI2 add-ons and was released a couple of weeks ago on Fellow Films Network. The link to the site where you can download the bus and the sounds from, which I'll get onto later, will be in the description below. But without further ado, let's show you around the bus. So this is the Megabus variant for Stagecoach in London. All the buses that you get with this download are centred around Transport for London's Red. So I'm not sure whether they're planning to release any other livery variants that aren't centred around Transport for London Red, but for the moment that's what we have for the game. So if we take a look around, this is your basic dashboard, very nicely detailed. You've got the Stagecoach motif on the seats, like in real life. You've got the cash tray, you've got your routes, you've got your ticket machine, and as I said, you've got your basic dashboard. And for an OMSI dashboard, this is probably one of the best, in my opinion. OMSI is very limited in terms of what you can do graphically, but there is so much detail in this dashboard. It is absolutely superb. I like this, for instance. It gives you the overall height of the bus, so you know which low bridges in this country to avoid, and then you've got your route selector and stuff up here. I think this is the IBIS, isn't it? I'm not sure whether it works. Yeah, and then you've got your passenger view there. That's really nice. You've got so much attention to detail. Love the adverts along here. Love the hand grabs in case the bus is full. The number of times I've been in London and had to use them because all the seats were taken. And then you've got the stairs upstairs. I'm not sure if there is a feature that will let you see upstairs, but for the moment this is the current passenger view that we have. Yeah, let's get on and drive this, and let me tell you about where I am. I'm in COTTERELL. Now, COTTERELL is one of the free maps, again, you can download from Fellows Film. The link to the COTTERELL map will be provided in the description. And also I mentioned that there are separate sounds that you can download for this. Now, if you choose not to, and you choose just to go with the basic TransBus package, you do get sounds, but I'm reliably informed that they are not accurate sounds. These specific sounds, I think the ALX400 or the Dennis Trident has a Cummins C engine or something, and somebody has done a separate sound package for this particular bus. Again, the link will be in the description. So let's prime the ignition. Let me first of all go back to driving with the keyboard. So as I said, yes, you've got two maps I think you can drive this bus on. You've got this, the COTTERELL, and the buses of the West Country route as well. Obviously, when we see OMSI2 London, this will complement the route very well. But for the moment, we can drive it on these two British-based maps. So let's have a look here, so you can see all our ticket machine is lit up. All very nicely, all very nice and legible. You can see which button corresponds to which ticket type. And then up here, sadly the IBIS code setter doesn't appear to work. What about the route hand? What about the blinds? No, the blinds don't work either. All you've got here is a nice, just your standard OMSI driver's blind. Oh, which refuses to retract. Oh dear. Nope, I think that doesn't want to retract for love nor money. Oh dear. No, I'm not going to battle with that all through the video. So yeah, the only way then to set the route is obviously through the OMSI route setter. So let us do a timetable from the COTTERELL route. Actually, before I do that, let me show you what variants come with this bus. So if I just wait a second, OBS has a very strange way of capturing OMSI, so do bear with me if you see the game screen disappear, but hopefully you'll be able to see the select vehicle screen. So here we have all the variants. So you've got them with the Voith gearbox, you've got them with the Cummins. Is that the Voith gearbox or the Voith engine? It's got a nice little description for the particular bus. 245 horsepower. It's so detailed. There's so much information the guys behind this have crammed into the bus. It really gives you an overview of this particular bus, which I think they said was based on a 2003 specification for the ALX400. So it's got all the variants for the Dennis Trident 2. You've got some for the Volvo, is that the D7? You've got some for the Scania DC9. You've got one there for the DAF DB250, and you've got some more here for the Volvo D7C. If you don't know your buses, buses are basically subdivided into chassis and bodywork. So the Alexander ALX400 is a double-decker bodywork. The Dennis Trident is one particular chassis for double-deck buses where it can be applied to. I can think of I think the is it the Wright, one of the Wright buses also fits onto a Dennis Trident, but it is a double-decker chassis, as is the DAF DB250 and the Volvo D7. So you have all those options. Unfortunately, at the moment, all liveries are centred around London. So we're gonna pick a route in COTTERELL. There's only one, the U18. It's a very short route. Gives us a nice little overview of the bus. The time is 12 o'clock. And let's go from the university. So this is the return leg from the university to the train station and then to the bus station. Let's select that. Let's program in U18 into the line, and let's select the bus station, and let's advance the time to 12:19, so we're not waiting all day, and let's get going. There we go. Hopefully that sound will stop in a minute. Set it into drive. Release the parking brake, and we're away. Yes, I'm not sure what that sound actually refers to. We've got a warning on the dashboard there. It says stop. So you've got your hazard lights, you've got your different beam controls, you've got your indicators and stuff, and you've got all these various other switches. It's all so nicely detailed. The interior really does capture the bus. I'd love to know what's causing this. Hopefully that will stop as we continue. See, I'm driving it with the keyboard at the moment, so that's probably why the driving is going to be particularly bad.
What?
Alright. Not quite sure why. There we go, it stopped at last. Not sure why that happened. Obviously I'm doing something wrong with the bus, but there you go. Right, let's continue. So let's see if our destination has changed to the front. Yes, it has. It says U18 to COTTERELL. So this is done in the manner of a London bus route. So if you go to London, you will see the font's exactly the same. The font and the style of the destinations and stuff and the places that it serves are all crammed into the destination display. So it's very, as I said, it's very much centred around London. We hope in the not too distant future we will get other variants, as ALX400s do exist outside of London, although I believe that London is perhaps their chief operator in this country. So as I've just, I do apologise for that loud whine back then. Obviously I will need to study the bus a little bit more, but you saw there how detailed some of the dashboard components are, for the headlights, for the air conditioning and stuff, for the hazard lights. For OMSI, this is perhaps one of the most detailed. It's certainly very clear in terms of what you can see on the bus, and it's got great sounds. Once you apply the separate sound package to this, it really does the bus justice. So I think this particular bodywork was built from 1997 to 2006. So that's.
Jesus, Governor, what the hell's going on with your driving?
Sorry, mate. I don't have head tracking either, so I'm having to move my head with the mouse. Yeah, so I think the last ALX400s were rolled off the production line in circa 2006. Certainly years before the Boris bus. And I think they still operate in London. They haven't completely given way to the Boris bus or to the Bendy bus. Good morning. So I'm getting that stop warning again. Obviously that does refer to something. I'm just sort of dived into this morning to give it a very rough and ready review, but enough for you guys to see whether or not you like it and to see whether or not it adds something different, something new to OMSI. Let me just quickly do something. There we go. So I've got collisions turned off, so if you see me phase through the scenery and phase through the other traffic, OMSI is, so as I said, it's very much an indie game, so these sorts of these sorts of things you have to turn off if you want to enjoy the game. So we've got English money and we've got a day rider, which is here. So it prints off the ticket and it's got a reasonably nice cash desk.
You haven't given me enough change, mate.
So you've got £2, £1, 50s, and I think these are 10s. Yes, they are. So this will be, there we go. So relatively easy to use cash desk. So not most of these freeware buses that come with OMSI are centered around the German currency. There have been, in some of the latest maps for OMSI2, an attempt to get British money into the game, but sometimes it still revolves around the German money, if that makes sense. They're so by that I mean it still produces the German money. but this appears to be completely British through and through. So good morning, ladies. Giving me a nice chorus there of Stevie Lionel Richie. So yeah, the sounds are absolutely superb. This is the Cummins variant, the Dennis Trident 2 Cummins variant. So obviously it uses it's a perfect complement for the Cummins C engine sounds, which you can download separately.
Good day, driver.
Good morning.
Can I have a return, please?
You most certainly can. So I've got easy ticket setting on, so that's why it's come up in the corner there. Gives me the money that they've given me and how much change I've got to give them back and the ticket type. So having thought about it a little more, I think that whining sound referred to air pressure. Usually when you get into a lorry or any heavy vehicle or even a bus, sometimes you have to take a while for the air pressure to build in the brakes and so forth. I think that was what the whining sound was referred to. I bowed to other people's knowledge.
Oh my God.
Oops. Of the bus, and
Christ, man, take it easy.
if you do think I'm doing something wrong, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, so far
A day ride.
so good, and we've got a day rider here. I think these are all standard tickets that you can buy from Stagecoach. 750.
Oi, nice try, mate. You haven't given me enough change.
Chops fails at arithmetic.
Nice try, mate. You haven't given me enough change.
That should be £1.
Unless you're giving out cash.
I hate it when it does this. Hang
Oi, mate. Do you fancy giving me the rest of my change?
on a second, mate.
Hello, mate. Anyone at home?
There you go.
I like
Got there in the end. You like it on the day rider. That's a child return. There you go.
Excuse me, I do wonder if there's any chance you could give me a ticket.
Yep, I just have, my friend. So yeah, I mean, I think in terms of a bus, this is the total package. It's nice to drive, it's got great sound, it's very detailed. What I would like to see is a camera for the top deck, which there probably is, and I'm probably pressing wrong buttons and stuff, but I'll have a further look and see if there's a camera for the top deck.
Jesus, Gavin, what the hell's going on with your
Worst
driving?
driving I've ever experienced.
So despite my bad driving and poor arithmetic, I hope this gives you a brief flavour of this particular bus. And as I said, when OMSI London does eventually come up, this will really suit it to the ground. Hopefully in the meantime we will get repaints, we will get reskins for all the variants of this, but in the meantime it's there for you to enjoy. So this is, as I said, this is a very short route. It's loosely based on Bath Spa in the West Country, or Wiltshire, about 10-20 miles east of Bristol. So a lot of the scenery, a lot of the roads, a lot of the places, like the university we left, are based on Bath Spa. That is, I would say, the spitting image of the campus, in the university campus in Bath Spa. And you will recognise other landmarks if you are from around Bath or if you're from near Bath,
Jesus, he's driving this like a madman.
which this route takes. Like, you got the train station, for instance, Bath Spa train station, and you got the bus station, all
Day driver.
based on Bath Spa. And you want a return? Excellent. And that will be, oh dear, chops fails again.
Oi, nice try, mate. You haven't given me enough change. Unless you're giving out cash back, you've given me too much change.
That's
Oi,
2,
mate, do you
4,
fancy giving me the rest of my change?
2, 4, 5 and 50. Weird.
Ain't you got any bigger coins, mate?
Oh, give us a single.
Obviously those 50s aren't 50s, or they're doing it in a way that I'm doing it in a way that doesn't work.
Oh, is this
It's all the
I
same.
need a ticket.
It's all the same though.
That's an awful lot of change.
Thank you. When in doubt, just shower them with change. Just shower them with the coinage. Turning left round here. This is probably one of the worst bends in the map. That is. It's a complete hairpin and a very small roundabout. It's a nice bus for a nice route. You can hear me gradually applying the accelerator, and the sound changes to compensate, which I really like. And you even get that slight pull as the bus moves forward. Whenever I press the number pad 8 key, because as I've said, I'm driving this on keyboard. You can drive this game with steering wheel, and you can use head tracking. But this is a very raw review of the TransBus ALX. So this will be from the perspective of somebody who doesn't have a track hat, who doesn't have a steering wheel that works with the game, and who's playing this probably as most, if not everybody, does when they first play OMSI with keyboard and mouse. Yeah, I love the engine ticking over sound when you idle it. It's that slight pull when the bus accelerates when you hit the 8, and when the engine changes as well. Little bits of detail like that is what I think makes this bus particularly stand out compared to other recent buses for OMSI.
Good day, driver. Single, please.
You can have a single. That's a return.
Better make a ticket with help.
Yes, I'm giving you one. Very impatient on this game. You will come to... Thank you.
Can I have a return, please?
You certainly can. And there we go. So it's also got the timetable up here. Again, this is in standard OMSI format. Every bus that runs on a particular active line in OMSI gets the exact same sort of style of route description here. Nothing changes. It's the same style from the default OMSI2 basically, but it's placed up upon the ticket machine if you're looking around for it and wondering where they where the description is put. Sometimes they put it on the back, sometimes they put it down there, and other times they can even put it there. And is the window open? Don't know. I'm clicking on it and nothing seems to happen, so no, don't know. One of my favourite sounds in OMSI, that is this slow sound of the window opening, and the sound changes according to the speed at which you open the window. I know it's very, very sort of pedantic of me, but it's little details like that which I think shows that OMSI2 has potential, despite the very ragdoll physics, despite the poor optimization of the game. buses like the ALX400 show what OMSI2 is capable of, if you're prepared to look past the problems with it. And of course it's a very difficult game to record on, it's a very difficult game to stream. You have to set up your OBS studio correctly to capture certain windows. But yeah, in front of you is Bath Spa train station. Well, it is in real life, sort of based on it. And just a couple of meters down the road to the right to where we're going is the bus station. You've got like a couple of layover bays where we'll pull into before the road turns left, which I think represents the final stop of this particular route. And that's where I think the route will end. And then if you want to, you can do the same route back from the bus station all the way back to the university. So there we go. It's the good old way.
That driving is disgraceful. Put me off the next stop, please.
I thought that was going to red there for a minute. Obviously a pelican crossing without a flashing amber. Although they do exist in this country, they're called puffin crossings. Obviously that was one of them, and I completely misinterpreted it, as I usually do on this game. So there we are, there's a summary of the route, and all the passengers have mysteriously disappeared. So yeah, I am pressing all of the keys on the bus, and unfortunately there doesn't appear to be a view for the top deck, which is a shame actually. I would like to have seen that. I guess you can kind of see it from up here. And again, it's all very nicely detailed, all in the stagecoach colours, the seat coverings, the guardrails, the floor, all turned out in Stagecoach London colours. Hopefully there'll be other liveries. Hopefully the gentleman who did the reskin for the London City Bus, I think it's called the London City Bus, is it? They did a reskin for the COTTERELL route. We'll do a reskin for this route as well. If there is one already available, I do apologise. But hopefully that's given you a brief overview of this bus. I thoroughly recommend it. The guys at V3D Productions have done an absolutely superb job. All so detailed, little details like this. Heavy, heater shut off, locked, things like that. Absolutely lovely. It does have, I would say that was one minor drawback, that the IBIS system doesn't work and that you can't see the top deck of the bus. They are the only two negatives that I can think of, and that you have to set your route up from the route setting screen in OMSI2 rather than actually roll the blinds, which unfortunately do nothing. So yes, links to the bus and sounds are below, and I hope you have enjoyed this video and that you will enjoy this bus as well. So thank you very much for watching.